Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Women of Color in Business. I'm your host, Ryan Jones. And tonight we have a extraordinary woman.
Oh,
She is a freelance journalist. She's a radio producer. She's an artist. She's a woman of color. She's intelligent. So I am so excited to have her on this evening.
I love that.
Well, Miss Dana, I thank you for being with us this evening.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Well, go ahead. Tell us about yourself.
Well, of course, my name is Dana Williams. And originally, I started in my career as a radio producer. A lot of times, people don't really understand the work and dedication that we have to go through as a radio producer. So let me just explain exactly what that is.
Okay.
I work for one of the third largest urban market radio stations in Chicago, Power 92.
All right now.
Yes, we are home of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Yes, you are.
Which I am primarily the producer for their Chicago market. And pretty much since it's a little different because they are a national syndicated radio show.
Okay.
And since they broadcast in over 50 markets,
Wow.
there we don't really have the actual personality in the studio with us all the time. So we have to stream their live feed from Atlanta to Chicago. So we have to do all of the technical stuff, making sure that our connection is secured, making sure that they get our promotional commercials together. So we have to send those things over. I am pretty much the key producer of getting that in order for them.
Wow. Did that blow your mind? That blew my mind. Wow. A lot goes into it. You never know when you're listening to it, what behind the scenes, what, everything that goes into it. And
Yes.
that's a little bit more detailed than I assumed
Yes.
with Silly Mick.
Yeah. But a lot of people really don't understand the technical things that have to go into being a radio producer. So when you're in there with a live personality, we're making sure that the personality sounds good, that we have good sound quality. We're making sure that we are pleasing our paying clients that are, of course, they have commercials to be played on our radio station. So we have to make sure that those get played on time.
On time. Definitely on time.
Definitely on time. We can't play with nobody's money now. And then also there's, the administrative side of things as well. So we have to do FCC regulation documents, making sure that we have our tower lights completed and on. And pretty much if you ever seen, those little red flashing lights, those are pretty much the tower lights. And it's very important that the radio producer marks down if we have any technical issues with that tower, because if it's not on and a plane flies and they crash into the tower,
Oops.
that can be a lawsuit. It can be just a whole trickle-down effect of bad things happening for your career.
I got it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, being a radio producer, you meet a lot of radio personalities. I had hoped to show a picture reel of the different people you've come in contact with, but you've come in contact with some really important people.
Yeah.
And I'm really upset to say this, that she was hugging on my boo. She was hugging on my boo, Mr. Trey Songz. I just wanted to put that out there that she was bogus for that, but that's okay.
I am so sorry. And he's such a sweetheart too, might I add.
Rub it in. Just rub it in. Put salt in that wound. Now, who else have you come in contact with?
Well, I've met a lot of different personalities. I've came across a few different actors. I've met Jennifer Hudson. I've met, of course, Trey Songz on multiple occasions. Multiple. I've also met Big Sean. So for all of you hip hop heads out there that love, R&B and hip hop and rap, that's primarily what Power 92, what we usually play. So we go into a lot of that type of music. If you've ever heard of key producer Rico Love. He's made hits like Mary J. Blige, Mr. Wrong. I don't know if everybody can relate to that song, but I know I can, so I enjoyed it. He's made Trey Songz, Heart Attack. I met him on a few occasions. The list kind of goes on without me bragging or anything like that.
Goes
but
on and on.
I feel very blessed in being in the position that I have been in to meet some of the people that I used to grow up listening to or currently listen to now on the radio station. I see them in the flesh and be able to take photos and things like that with them. So it's a blessing.
It is, and at such a young age. You're such a young, talented, successful young lady.
Thank you. I'm only 26.
All right now.
No kids. No ring. Just want to throw that out there.
Throw that out there. I'm young, successful, independent. I have my own. I'm doing the thing. Thank you very much.
Yes, very much so.
Well, tell us about your training, your education.
Well, I got my bachelor's degree in Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. Yes, I am a Saluki. Woohoo! And I graduated with a bachelor's in radio and television with a minor in journalism. I pretty much utilized all of my degree, so I'm doing everything. I try to.
Okay.
I know that I didn't go the traditional route of, you know, with the 9 to 5 and everything, being a radio personality, our hours pretty much varies. So we're there when the personality is there. So if your shift, say we have middays, if you're on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the producer is there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Every now and then we might also work on the weekends as well. But traditionally, our hours they vary. Also, I had a specialization in news when I went down to college, so I was very heavily involved in newscasting, reporting, editing. I pretty much, anything that I can get my hands on in college, that's what I did. And I would actually strongly suggest to people that either want to get into this field or any other industry to just make sure you are very hands-on, go to an institution that caters to that, be able to get all of that experience that you need, and just have fun and be confident in the industry that you're interested in going into. Especially in the entertainment industry, you have to know what you're doing, and you also have to have a passion for it. So when those days come when, you know, things might not go on your way or you're not really that happy, you always are able to stand on, well, I'm passionate about this industry, so I'm going to keep moving forward.
So you just don't lay it down when times get hard.
Right. You can't just throw in the towel when things get hard. And trust me, it gets hard. Very much so. But I keep striving. I keep trying to be a better professional because I have a passion for this industry.
Okay. Well, how long have you been doing this? You've been doing it since you stepped out of college, since you graduated? You've been working in radio?
Yes. So I graduated with my bachelor's in May of 2010, and I landed a job with Power 92 in August of 2010. So literally just a few months after graduation. But
not everyone is so fortunate.
Everybody is not that fortunate, but this is the key essential to remember, to do internships. And after you have done those internships, to still maintain and nourish those relationships that you were able to build. I got my internship my junior year in 2009. This is not a really traditional story. So, at Southern Illinois, we have what we call a Kappa Carnival, where it's pretty much it's
Kappa
for,
all the time.
Yes, it's for the fraternity.
Right.
You know, the Kappas, they come down and they throw like pretty much a huge party and this huge picnic for everyone. So while they're down there, it's pretty much like lots of laughs, fun. People travel from all over. Socializing, everything. People travel all over to come to this one picnic. And the people that I was fortunate to encounter which are now, they became mentors to me. They're the Hot Boys, Tone and Shag. If anyone remembers them, they're really popular. They were on the Parkers, and they've gone to do other successful things with their career while still being radio personalities at Power 92. Okay. But back then, before they became my mentors, they came down to host our Kappa picnic.
Okay.
And out of about 2,500 people, 3,000 people. Wow. They kept broadcasting like, yeah, man, we need interns to come down. We need people to, you know, that's really passionate about this industry and really wants to get in and, you know, be a part of it and everything. Just come on down and get some information to be an intern.
That's awesome.
Out of 3,000 people, it was just me.
Get out.
It was just me. It was the one person.
It was meant for you.
I guess you could say it was meant for me. In this industry, you cannot be scared. Okay. You cannot worry about what people are going to say about you or how they're going to really view you, because all you're doing is going after your dream. And out of all the reluctancy I had, and say, oh my God, no, I can't go up to them. These are the Hot Boys. Like, oh my God, I can't go up to them and talk to them. But then they kept broadcasting it, and something just compelled me to go and talk to them. Well, and I just came up to them. I asked them, can I get some contact information? I'm interested. I am a radio and television major. I'm really interested in being a part of your team. How can I do that? Simple as that. Okay. They gave me the contact information for my promotionals director, who I blew up for 3.5 weeks. Calling nonstop.
You have to do it. You have to stay on their mind.
Well, it wasn't even that, because in this industry, everyone wants to be on the radio. Everyone wants to be on TV. Everybody wants to do these things, but a lot of people don't have the drive and the persistence to keep thriving in this industry. So I called him Monday through Friday, every day. I got close, maybe 3 times. I got placed on hold for about 20 minutes. Every day. Okay. Every day. And then, you know, when my hope was almost lost, and I said, you know what, I'm going to call this person one more time. One more time, and we're going to see what happens. I made the phone call. I got through the receptionist. I still got to the part where, okay, please hold. I wasn't excited to this point because I had already been through this already
for 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes prior to me calling. I was in bed, just twiddling my thumbs, still waiting to hear from this person. And all of a sudden, I hear, hello? Hello? You know, I had to get my professional voice on.
Excuse me, but
Yes, I'm Dana Williamson. You know, so I had to hurry up because I was in awe, like, oh my God, this person really answered the phone. And from then on, I talked to this person, and let me just tell you how good God works, because pretty much they pretty much, he doesn't even give interviews over the phone. Okay. And he did a phone interview with me, and he said, we're going to have you come in to be our intern. So I interned for 12 weeks, which is about a little over 3 months. And I maintained those connections. I talked to everyone.
Everybody. Up and down the hall.
If you were in sales, if you did traffic, if you did reception. Okay. I spoke with everyone. So make sure that I was able to make those connections. I got in contact with the program director of Power 92. And ever since then, towards the end of my internship, I still came up there on breaks. Okay. You know, when you're a college student, you get winter breaks, seasonal breaks. So I came up there all the time. And when it came to a point when I'm like, you know, my graduation is coming up this year. And, you know, I'm still interested in working with you guys. And when it came to a point where my boss now told me, oh, Dana, we can never forget you.
Because your personality is just like bubbly. It's just overwhelming. It just comes out. You know? How could you forget?
Exactly. When he told me that we can never forget you, I said, all right, I have done my job. Okay. I will see you
my foot is in that door.
I was having 2 feet in the door. And so from then on, I guess you could say the rest is history. And then ever since then, I just tried to make sure that I kept thriving to be that professional that my my bosses and managers and things like that saw me as. So
Okay. Well, you talked about it being tough and you talked about having drive and persistence. Do you think that being a young black woman that it's even harder for you to break into this business?
oh I'm sorry, it kind of had me a little choked up for a second. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This is a very tough industry, and unfortunately, it's very man driven. So, a lot of people cater to a lot of men of not of color,
Okay.
but a lot of men to pretty much be that power focal point
Okay.
in the industry. And so for a young lady like me, I'm still young, I'm only 26, and still being able to make those connections and talk to the right people. You know, sometimes I get looked upon, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You're incompetent. You don't know. And then that's when you have to really sit down and, okay, well, give me a task and let me prove to you that I do know what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I am capable of being more than this little box
Right.
that you are trying to place me in.
I'm going to run circles around this tag.
I'm going to run circles around. You give me an opportunity.
Okay.
That's all I need.
Okay.
That's all anyone needs with the drive to really want to be successful. Just give me one opportunity and let me display and show you what I'm capable of doing. But you got to be able to take that risk and give them the opportunity to do it.
Okay. Now, you touched on when you were in college, you worked in news. Now, you're a freelance journalist as well.
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell us about that.
So me being a freelance journalist, I work for one of the second largest black-owned publications in the United States, which is Rolling Out Magazine.
Okay.
We pretty much, our audience is geared towards entertainment, pop culture, education, community, all of that. So it's only 3 of us in the Chicago market that writes for this publication.
Okay.
So being able to be blessed with that opportunity to also, you know, exude my writing skills, I also feel like is a blessing. I will admit, when I graduated from college in my undergrad, since I was so involved, I burnt myself out. And I didn't want to look at another paper. I didn't want to type another key.
Okay.
Not another key.
Okay.
And I just recently, probably sometime like last year, I started really getting more in tune with my writing. I've always been able to write, and I've always been able to be a good writer and get I have a lot of thoughts that go, clearly you see I'm very extroverted personality. So I have a lot of things that goes on in my mind, and I try to get everything out, and then strategically want to make sure that everything is grammatically corrected and everything.
Okay.
But to get it out, I just free flow, just have everything out. I go out and I cover certain events and things like that. Recently, T.I. was in town.
All right now.
Oh my God. We're not gonna get into that. But I absolutely love T.I. and he has came to our radio station a few times.
Okay.
He's kind of like one of our industry friends, because he usually comes and visit us every time he's in town.
Okay.
So that's great, because especially someone like me that absolutely loves him. So I actually got a chance to cover his concert that he held earlier this month. And it was really exciting, being able to be backstage with people that, like you said, like I grew up listening to, and never would have thought in a million years that I would be so close to the people that I have always admired. And to be able to write about him, it was really like mind-blowing.
Awesome. Now, you recently went to the BET Awards too,
yes, over the summertime, yes.
Okay. And you met a lot of personalities. Were you on the red carpet, or what were you doing?
So what we have in the radio industry, when we go to big events like that, with the BET Awards, this is my first year, so I'm really excited.
Okay.
Well, I was really excited. Hopefully we'll do it again next year. At the BET Awards, we go into what we call a radio room, where it's pretty much maybe about 50 radio stations from all over in this one little room. We set up what we have live remotes.
Okay.
Where pretty much it's like a portable radio station
Okay.
that you bring to a location. You set up all of your equipment, and it was kind of like speed dating, but with
With radio, okay.
With celebrities. So it was like speed celebrity interviewing. So I'm standing right next to, one of my dear friends, Tone Capone, who's on Power 92, 2 to 6.
Okay.
I got you, brother. He was there interviewing everyone, and then we were kind of like assisting him with the interviewing. So we're taking photos of the people. We're trying to get everything together, make sure everything is in order, because it was just him. So he needed some help and assistance. And so I was so happy I was able to also get some interviews myself for the magazine that I work with, and it was a blessing.
That sounds awesome.
It was really fun.
Well, that's good. Well, we have come to the end of our show.
Uh-oh.
I thank you.
Really?
Time flies when you're having fun.
See?
I thank you for coming out. Are there any last words, anything you want to tell a young lady who's trying to get into this industry, who may be turned away, who may be discouraged? Are there any words that you can give of encouragement?
Yes. My advice to young women, young African-American women that are trying to get in this industry, to stay positive, to use your intellect versus just a pretty face and your body. Stay focused and just keep striving. Keep making those connections. I mean, a cute face gets you far, but you have to be able to have some brains to go along with that.
To maintain it.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, Ms. Williams, I thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you have a website?
Yes. Everyone can actually go to my website, which is Dana Williams 88 at Weebly.com.
Okay.
Check me out. It's my bio is on there. Some of the stuff that I did from BET is on there. And I also have a talk show as well on CAN TV.
All right, girl,
21.
plug that talk show.
I'm plugging it. It's called Dana's Check-In, so just tune in as well.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I thank you all for tuning in to Women of Color in Business. I hope you have been entertained as I have this evening. But stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be back next week, maybe next month, with another episode. I thank you for tuning in to Women of Color in Business. I'm your host, Ryan Jones. Thank you. It was something. Yeah, I'm not that close.